Felidae is the family of cats. A member of this family is also called the felid. Living cats belong to the subfamilies Pantherinae, comprising the tiger, lion, jaguar, leopard, snow leopard and clouded leopards. Felinae, including all the non-pantherine cats. Cats are obligate carnivores. They must consume meat to survive. Therefore, they are sometimes referred to as hypercarnivores because of the very large proportion of protein they require in their diet, much more than most other mammals. Of the 13 terrestrial families in the order Carnivora, they are the strictest carnivores. The first cats emerged during the Oligocene, about 25 million years ago. In prehistoric times, there was a third subfamily, the Machaerodontidae, which included the saber-toothed cats, such as the Smilodon. Other superficially cat-like mammals, such as the Metatherans Thylacosmilus and Thylacaleo, or the Nimravidae, are not included in Felidae despite superficial similarities. Evolution. The 41 known cat species in the world today are all descended from a common ancestor. Cats originated in Asia and spread across continents by crossing land bridges. Testing of mitochondrial and nuclear DNA revealed that the ancient cats evolved into 8 main lineages that diverged in the course of at least 10 migrations from continent to continent via the Bering Land Bridge and the Isthmus of Panama, with the Panthera genus being the oldest and the Felis genus being the youngest. About 60% of the modern cat species are estimated to have developed within the last million years. Felidae's closest relatives are thought to be the Asiatic linsangs, together with the Viverridae, hyenas, mongooses, and Madagascar carnivores. They form the suborder Feliforma. Most cat species share a genetic anomaly that prevents them from tasting sweetness. Most cat species have a haploid number of 18 or 19. New World cats have a haploid number of 18, possibly due to the combination of 2 smaller chromosomes into a larger one. Prior to this discovery, biologists had been largely unable to establish a family tree of cats from fossil records because the fossils of different cat species all look very much alike, differing primarily in size. Domestic cats may either have a long or short tail. At one point, biologists had to consider whether the short tail also found in the lynx was the ancestral derived trait. Without looking at the fossil record, researchers were able to look at the character states found in their outgroups. Because all animals belonging to Felidae sister taxa Viverridae have long tails, scientists could infer that this character state represents the ancestral trait. Some domestic cats display a rosette pattern on the coats. This character state, however, is not related to the rosettes found on big cats. Domestic cats and big cats underwent convergent evolution for this trait. The most common ancestor to all cats had a flecked coat. Lynxes display this character state. The jaguar indeed lost this character state secondarily. The most common recent ancestor of snow leopards, tigers, jaguars, lions, and leopards developed a coat with rosette patterns from the flecked patterns. Tigers and lions, however, do not display rosettes as adults. They both have lost this ancestral character state over time. Adult tigers actually display elongated rosettes that now appear as stripes. Adult lions seem to lack any distinctive markings altogether. Both juvenile tigers and lions, however, display partial rosettes. This ancestral character state appears only during these early stages, supporting the notion that ontogeny reflects phylogeny. The rosette patterns found on snow leopards, jaguars, and leopards all have a common origin. Carnivores compete against each other. There is fossil evidence that felids have been more successful than canids in North America. Characteristics. Cats are obligate carnivores, requiring a diet of meat and organs to survive. Aside from the lion, wild felids are generally solitary. Feral domestic cats do, however, form colonies. Cheetahs are also known to live and hunt in groups. Felids are generally secretive animals, often nocturnal, and live in relatively inaccessible habitats. Around 3/4 of cat species live in forested terrain, and they are generally agile climbers. However, felids may be found in almost any environment, with some species being native to mountainous terrain or deserts. Wild felids are native to every continent except Australasia and Antarctica. Physical appearance: felids tend to have lithe and flexible bodies with muscular limbs. In the great majority of species, the tail is between a third and a half of the body length, although with some exceptions. The limbs are digitigrade with soft toe pads and retractable claws. Compared with most other mammals, the head is highly domed with a short muzzle. The skull possesses wide zygomatic arches and a large sagittal crest, both of which allow for the attachment of strong jaw muscles. The various species of felids vary greatly in size. One of the smallest is the black-footed cat, measuring 35 to 40 centimeters long, while the largest in the wild is the tiger, which can grow up to 350 centimeters in length and weigh 300 kilograms. Felid fur takes many different forms, being much thicker in those species living in cold environments, such as the snow leopard. The color of felids is also highly variable, although brown to golden fur is common in most species, usually marked with distinctive spots, stripes, or rosettes. The only felids to lack significant markings are the lion, puma, caracal, and jaguar. Many species exhibit melanism, in which some individuals have an all-black coat. The tongue of felids is covered with horny papillae, which rasp meat from prey and aid in grooming. All felids have retractable claws that can protract from a retracted, at-rest position. In a few species, such as the cheetah, the claws remain visible even when at rest. The claws are retracted when the animal is relaxed and protracted when they are in use. They are attached to the terminal bone of the toe with a tough ligament. When the animal contracts muscles in the toe to straighten it, the ligament forces the claw outwards. Cats have 5 toes on the forefeet and 4 on the hind feet, reflecting the reliance on gripping and holding down the prey with the claws. In the Felidae, the baculum is shorter than in the Canidae. Senses: felids have relatively large eyes, situated to provide binocular vision. The night vision is especially good due to the presence of a tapetum lucidum, which reflects light back inside the eyeball, and gives felid eyes the distinctive shine. As a result, the eyes of felids are about 6 times more light-sensitive than those of humans, and many species are at least partially nocturnal. The retina of felids also contains a relatively high proportion of rod cells, adapted for distinguishing moving objects in conditions of dim light, which are complemented by the presence of cone cells for sensing color during the day. However, felids appear to have relatively poor color vision in comparison with humans. This is explained by the fact that felids see moving objects more colorfully than still objects, but in an intact environment are unable to distinguish color tones alone. The external ears of felids are also large, and especially sensitive to high-frequency sounds in the smaller cats. This sensitivity allows them to locate small rodent prey. Cats do not apparently produce such sounds. Felids also have a highly developed sense of smell, although not to the degree seen in canids. This is further supplemented by the presence of a vomeronasal organ in the roof of the mouth, allowing the animal to taste the air. The use of this organ is associated with the phlegmon response, in which the upper lip is curled upwards. Most felids are unable to taste sweetness due to a mutated gene in the taste buds. Exceptions include members of the genera Lepidus and Otocolobus. Felids possess highly sensitive whiskers set deep within the skin, which provide the cat with sensory information about the slightest air movement around it. Whiskers are very helpful to nocturnal hunters. Most felids are able to land on the feet after a fall, an ability that relies on vision, body flexibility, and the sense of balance acting together. Dentition felids have a relatively small number of teeth compared with other carnivorans, a feature associated with their short muzzles. With a few exceptions, such as the lynx, they have the dental formula 3.1.3, 13.1.2.1. The canine teeth are large, reaching exceptional size in the extinct saber-toothed species. The upper third premolar and lower molar are adapted as carnassial teeth, suited to tearing and cutting flesh. Felid jaws can only move vertically, which prevents them from being able to chew efficiently, but makes it easier for their powerful masseter jaw muscles to hold struggling prey. Vocalizations. All felids share a broadly similar set of vocalizations, but with some variation between species. In particular, the pitch of calls varies, with larger species producing deeper sounds. Overall, the frequency of felid calls ranges between 50 and 10,000 Hz. All felids are able to spit, hiss, growl, snarl, and mew. The first four sounds are all used in an aggressive context. The spitting sound is a sudden burst, typically used when making threats, especially towards other species. The hiss is a prolonged, atonal sound used in close range to other members of the species, when the animal is uncertain whether to attack or retreat. Growling is used to indicate a willingness to attack, while the higher-pitched snarl is used when adopting a defensive posture. The mewing sound may be used either as a close contact call, typically between a mother and kittens, or as a louder, longer distance call, primarily during the mating season. The acoustic properties of the mew vary somewhat between different felid species. Extreme examples include the whistling sound made by cougars and the mew grunt of lions and tigers. Most felids seem to be able to purr, vibrating the muscles in the larynx to produce a distinctive buzzing sound. In the wild, purring is used while a mother is caring for kittens. Precisely which species of felids are able to purr is a matter of debate, but the sound has been recorded in most of the smaller species, as well as the cheetah and cougar, and may also be found in the big cats. Other common felid vocalizations include the gurgle, wah-wah, prussen, and roar. The first two sounds are found only among the Felinae. Gurgling is a quiet sound used during meetings between friendly individuals, as well as during courtship and when nursing kittens. The wah-wah is a short, deep-sounding call used in close contact, and is not found in all species. In contrast, prussen and roaring are found only in big cats. Prussen is a short, soft, snorting sound reported in tigers, jaguars, snow leopards, and clouded leopards. It is used during contact between friendly individuals. The roar is an especially loud call with a distinctive pattern that depends on the species. The ability to roar comes from an elongated and specially adapted larynx and hyoid apparatus. When air passes through the larynx on the way from the lungs, the cartilage walls of the larynx vibrate, producing sound. Only lions, leopards, tigers, and jaguars are truly able to roar, although the loudest mews of snow leopards have a similar, if less structured, sound. Tigers and jaguars have a very snarly roar, while the roar of leopards and lions is much more throaty. Social and territorial behavior. Territorial marking classification. Traditionally, 5 subfamilies have been distinguished within the Felidae based on phenotypical features: the Felinae, the Pantherinae, the Acinonychnae, the extinct Machaerodontidae, and the extinct Proilurinae. Genetic classification. Genetic research has provided a basis for a more concise classification for the living members of the cat family based on genotypical groupings. Specifically, 8 genetic lineages have been identified in 2 subfamilies. Subfamily Pantherinae, Lineage 1 Panthera, Neofelis. Subfamily Felinae, Lineage 2 Pardifelis, Catopuma. Lineage 3 Leptalurus, Caracal, Profelis. Lineage 4 Leopardus. Lineage 5 Lynx. Lineage 6 Puma of Synonyx. Lineage 7 Prionelurus, Otocolobus. Lineage 8 Felis. The last 4 lineages are more related to each other than to any of the first 4, so form a clade within the Felinae subfamily of family Felidae. Extant species. The following is the complete list of genera within family Felidae, grouped according to the traditional phenotypical classification with the corresponding genotypical lineages indicated. It includes all of the currently living species of cats. Subfamily Pantherinae. Genus Panthera. Tiger, lion, jaguar, leopard, snow leopard. Genus Neofelis. Clouded leopard, underclouded leopard. Subfamily Felinae. Genus Pardifelis. Since 2006, this genus is defined as also comprising bay cat and Asian golden cat, marbled cat. Genus Catopuma. Sin. Pardifelis. Bay cat. Sin. P. bardia, Asian golden cat. Sin. P. taminki. Genus Caracal. Caracal, African golden cat. Sin. Profelis aurita, serval. Genus Leopardus. Pantanal cat. Colocolo. Jeffroy's cat. Codecod. Southern Tigrina. Andean mountain cat. Pampas cat. Ocelot 1. Silamargae. Genus Lynx. Canadian lynx. Eurasian lynx. Iberian lynx. Bobcat. Genus Puma. Cougar. Jaguar. Indigenous Synonyx. Cheetah. Genus Prionelurus. Leopard cat. Ariomote cat. Flat-headed cat. Rusty spotted cat. Fishing cat. Genus Otocolobus. Pallas's cat. Genus Felis. Domestic cat. Jungle cat. Sand cat. Black-footed cat. Wild cat. Chinese mountain cat. Fossil felids. Possibly the oldest known true felid lived in the later Oligocene and early Miocene epochs. During the Miocene, it gave way to Pseudolurus. Pseudolurus is believed to be the latest common ancestor of the 2 extant subfamilies and the extinct subfamily Machaerodontidae. This group, better known as the saber-toothed cats, became extinct in the late Pleistocene era. The group includes the genera Smilodon, Machaerodus and Homotherium. The Metylurinae were originally classified as a distinct tribe within the Machaerodontidae, though they count as members of the Felinae in recent times. Most extinct cat-like animals, once regarded as members of the Felidae, later turned out to be members of related, but distinct, families. The fall saber-tooths, Nimravida and Barbourafelidae. As a result, saber-toothed cats seem to belong to 4 different lineages. The total number of fossil felids known to science is low compared to other carnivorine families, such as dogs and bears. Felidae radiated quite recently and most of the extant species are relatively young. Fossil genera. The list follows McKenna and Bell's classification of mammals for prehistoric genera. Pseudolurus is included in the Felinae as per McKenna and Amp. Bell, despite its basal position in Felidae evolution. Inconsistent with McKenna and Bell, 3 additional prehistoric genera Miracinonyx, Locantellurus and Xenos milis are listed. Shiva panthera is included in the Felinae and Ascros milis is included in the genus Smilodon. Proilurinae. Proilurus Felinae pseudolurus, Shivalurus, Vishnuphelus, Picomia, Obelia, Nimrovides, Pratophelus, Adelphilurus, Metylurus, Dinophelus, Dolichophelus, Savarpardus, Jansophelus, Shiva Pantheromirach onyx, Pantherinae leontosarix, Chaubia, Viritelurus Droma Panthera, Machaerodontae Machaerodus Homotherium Xenos Milus Locotangelurus Mia Machaerodus, Hemimachaerodus Paramachaerodus Megantrians Mylodon Rhizosmilodon,